Python is used for application development, website development, and creation of computer games. Application development includes there are certain processes that you want a computer program to iterate. That's what we call as application development. For example, there's a beer manufacturing company, and the beer manufacturing company would go ahead and they would get the sales data for the beer for the last 1 week on Monday of every week. So on this Monday, they would receive the sales of the beer which has been made over the last 1 week. Now, what an application development in Python would do is it would go ahead and load the data from the data servers, from the flat files into the Python databases, and it would automatically run those particular jobs or batches so that the data gets loaded automatically and nobody has to do a manual effort on that. This is one of the examples of application development. Website development is creating of the websites. Python can also help in creating the website. You can write various codes. There are a lot of packages in Python with the help of which you can create the websites. Python can also be used for creation of the computer games. Let's talk about the next point. Python can be used for web scraping. So web scraping means you can extract the data from the different websites and you do not have to make manual efforts on this. There are a lot of packages and functionalities which are available in Python which helps you extract the data from the websites in an automated mode. Now I'll be using these terms packages, so it's a little early to understand what packages are. We'll be discussing about the packages in detail in the upcoming videos, but for now you can understand there are packages in Python which help you enable to do a particular task. For example, if you want to extract information from the website, there has to be a patch or a package or a functionality or a add-ins that is being required to enable the web scraping. So Python can be used for web scraping, which is quite useful in understanding what are the competitors' movement on the website, what products they are listed. This is especially useful for the e-commerce organization. For example, there's an e-commerce company which is interested in knowing that what are the products which are listed by its competitor, which is another e-commerce company. Now Python can do that easily by programming in Beautiful Soup package. Beautiful Soup is one of the package which is used to extract the information from the website. Python can be used to handle the unstructured data as well. Now let's try to understand what is unstructured data. So a data which is in form of images or which is in form of videos, photographs, JPG files, MP4 files, WMV files, which are not easy for computer to process, which is not easy for computer to understand, right? So all those kind of data is called unstructured data. Now the good thing is that Python can be used to process the images and it can be used to process the unstructured data. Now you would have heard of certain softwares, you would have heard of certain applications which help identify if a particular image is of a human being, or if that particular image is of cat, or if that particular image is for dog, or it's for any other animal. So they are very smart algorithms which can identify a particular image if a particular image belongs to what category. So those particular algorithms are coded in the programs like Python, and there are a lot of algorithms which helps you to enable this thing. Now, what are the algorithms in Python? Let's talk about that in very brief. The algorithms which are in Python to process the unstructured data is artificial neural network. So within artificial neural network, there are a lot of categories. There are a lot of algorithms which we don't need to worry about right now, but I'll give you a brief, like a recurrent artificial neural network, recurrent neural network, convolutional neural network. So these are all the different kind of algorithms in Python which can help enable process the unstructured data so that image recognition and image processing is being handled easily. Now that we have understood what is structured and what is unstructured data, let's take a look at this particular bullet point and try to understand what is semi-structured data and how can Python help us process the semi-structured data. So semi-structured data is a data which is neither structured nor unstructured. So it lies in between both of these kind of data. Semi-structured data example would be the text data, comments on the Facebook, comments on the Twitter, comments on the hashtag pages. So if there is a broadband company which rolls out a survey to its customer, the broadband company would go ahead and ask its customer to write some text comments that how is their experience about the organization. So in case there are 8 million customers for a broadband company, there would be 8 million comments that would be entered by the different customers. It's not possible for a broadband company to review those 8 million comments, but with the help of packages like Python, with the help of programs like Python, and there are a lot of packages inside Python which helps process the natural language, which is what we call as NLP, natural language processing. With the help of natural language processing, any organization can make out that what is the sentiment coming out of those text comments. So the text can be analyzed very easily. Now in Python, how can text be analyzed? What is the use of that? So let's talk about the same broadband company which does the text analytics for its 8 million customers. The broadband company would be easily able to make out with Python algorithms which are very quick and fast. The broadband company would be able to make out that what is the sentiment coming out of the customers. Are they really happy with our services, or they are not happy? Are they facing any issue with the downloads, with the Wi-Fi connection, or are they facing any issues on the telephone service that is being provided along with the broadband service, or what are the challenges that we are facing? So it would help the organization understand that what is the overall sentiment which is coming out of the 8 million customers who have entered the comments on the website. So in a nutshell, to summarize, Python can be used for processing structured, semi-structured and unstructured data. Let's talk about a few more things of Python about the speed. Let's take a look at this point which is highlighted. The processing time, the speed of Python is very fast, and the processing time is very low because the Python is processing its code in C and C++ program, which is very efficient. And it is better, Python is better than R programming language, and Python is faster than the language which is R programming, because R programming would process the backend language for the R programming is Fortran, which is not as efficient. So there are certain other programming languages which uses Java as a backend. So even that's not a very efficient program. But C and C++, those are very efficient programming languages. And as we discussed earlier, Python is using C and C++ in the backend. One more significant advantage of Python is it has a wide variety of packages. You will find packages in Python which can help in process the structured data. Pandas and NumPy are specifically those packages which help you process the structured data. And there are a lot of packages which help you process linear and algebraic equations. So Scipy is one of the scientific package which is used to process linear and algebraic equation. You can do SVD algorithm, you can calculate the matrix calculation, you can do matrix multiplication, you can do the inverse of matrix with the help of Scipy package. Scipy package is majorly used for scientific computing. It is used for signal processing, and Scipy package is also used for clustering. It is used for clustering and segmentation in a structured data. Now there are certain packages like sklearn which can process the statistical algorithm and which can process the machine learning algorithms quickly. So there are a lot of wide variety of packages available. There are a wide variety of functions available in the sklearn package which helps you process the machine learning and the statistical algorithms. Now let's take a look at the last highlighted point. In Python you can use a lot of machine learning algorithms like TensorFlow, Keras, hyperparameterization, regularization. All of these functionalities can be used in Python. So these TensorFlow packages and Keras packages, they help you enable artificial neural network. You can do hyperparameterization. So Hyperparameterization and regularization are the techniques which are used to tune your models so that you can have higher prediction power in your models. Alright, so with this we conclude this video, and we talked about a very high level of what is Python and why Python is important. So these terms, if you are very new, these terms would take a little time for you to understand. Don't worry about if you don't understand these terms in this video. As we will cover more videos, you will understand. We'll be covering most of these topics in the upcoming videos as a part of course structure.